Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Abraham, and we're about to show you, we're going to take a journey to introduce to you a platform that, with it, I'll call it a tool, you can use to change your life. The financial environment, the area of what we call money, has been morphing, has been changing, has been evolving over the past 15 years or so. It it talks about some bubble that occurred in 2008, and that brought out the development of this thing called Bitcoin. Now, a lot of folks know what Bitcoin is. A good portion of the population does. And since Bitcoin was introduced in 2009, it has really helped people see money in a totally different light. It has also prompted quite a bit of innovation as people have watched their value of their coins go down, progressively down, for, I say, their coins, their assets, their monies. Your money represents the value of your, literally your energy, your effort, the things that you do in exchange for it, whether it's knowledge, whether it's talent, skills, services, whatever. What you can do for a given unit or amounts of that has progressively gone down for, well, since 1913. Okay, just so you know. Actually did go up a little bit before it hit down, but after that, the crash, so to speak, of 29, but that's another story. I digress. We don't want me to digress. I don't want to digress. The crypto space has come up since then. And since Bitcoin and its rise, as it showed what was possible and as an infrastructure was built around it to support so many different things, many things became possible. And not only that, attention as well as capital started to flow into that space, which is now called cryptocurrency. Today, as I speak, and I learned about cryptos in 2017, and I considered myself late to the party then. And it has been almost like a rainbow, been chasing for stuff since that time. But what has happened, and I say rainbow has been chasing because you've seen meteoric rises in value of tokens and platforms, etc. And you've also seen sudden disappearances of your coin or your capital or your value, etc. You've seen all kind of things occur in this time, in this space. And is that a reason to stay out of it? No, it's not. It's a reason when you start seeing that progressive decline in your value of your coins, of your present coins, your fiat, the ones you're familiar with, and that has been happening with no other recourse, no other options. It's a reason to continue seeing and helping this go along. I'm happy to say that I came across a platform last year, a year ago now, that has sustained 500 some odd days so far, but it's called the Drip Network. And I've got a video on that too. And it's a super thing to compare and contrast with what we're going to talk about here, because this that we're going to talk about is in the area of funding and financing, if you will, or cash flow generation. But it's differently. It's not about money. Its method of delivery and the criteria are not about money. Essentially, this system is indifferent to the price of coins, of bitcoins, or any coins, the ups and downs. It's indifferent to the price of the dollar. It nothing to do with that. It pays you to do something else. It pays you in dollar value, crypto dollar value, to do something else. And it's not that much, especially when you compare it to what you not only can get, will get if you do the steps that are indicated. That platform is called CoopCrowd.
Allow me to introduce CoopCrowd, a crowdfunding system that helps everyone everywhere receive money for everything. Imagine receiving the money you want to pay your monthly bills, get out of debt, and help your favorite causes by completing 3 simple doable steps.
And it's considered a crowdfunding platform. And I'll tell you right now, if you start trying to look it up and start finding different types of things about its developer and everything else, the information will paint a sketchy picture. But if you listen to people who are in the system and also who know Mr. Rosen themselves and who have experienced what it does and how the system has changed their lives, or excuse me, they changed their life with the help of the system delivering on its promises, it's another story. You know, we tend to listen to people that we don't know, who often don't even know what they're talking about, and yet we take it as gospel because we've done less in, you might say, research or evaluation than them. So if you're one of those, you might, I'm happy you've stayed this long, but this might not be good for you either. So the point basically is this: we're going to see what CoopCrowd is and how it works, and we're going to go through one of the progressions, not one, 2 of the progressions that you can see for amounts put in, what you can get in return, not only one time, but cyclically or every 28 days as this grows up. So let's start off with a transition to do this right here. First of all, there we go. I'm still working this process out. However, we're going to do a little presentation and we'll see how this works out. This is a beginning point, and it's the idea of cooperation, of course. And so CoopCrowd, there's the logo, and we're going to show you what cooperation can do. Cooperation is powerful when it is matched up with a system that, and I'll say with a system, the developer had to want to facilitate that, but the developer literally has taken what a blockchain allows to happen and use some other modalities, for example, to essentially leverage common behavior for the benefit of everyone that's within it. Now, so you can see this is for Smarter Than Money. This is one of the groups that are presenting a CoopCrowd, for one thing. One of the presenters, his name is Greg Baldwin, and he prepared these slides. I've put some additional pieces here and there, but Greg has been tirelessly available to present, and this would be essentially called a VBR, a Virtual Business Review, I think it is. So this is what you're going to provide or present to others, or perhaps if I do this well enough or competently enough, you'll show people this. So, but let's get on to it. First of all, about CoopCrowd, here's a lot of information about it, and it may even cycle faster than you can read or I can talk, but it's going to give some of the basics of it. Decentralized, there you go. I knew that was going to happen. But here, this picture is actually a public event in downtown Toronto, because the developer, David Rosen, is a resident. He's Canadian. He lives there in Toronto. And this was an event that he held there. There's David right there. People want to complain. This is certainly not hiding about anything. They are real clear. Money for everything, money for everyone. There you go. So what I want to do here is talk a little bit, and I want to give some visuals. The CoopCrowd system pays members up to 10 levels of generations on a schedule that refreshes constantly and repeats every 28 days. So if we could see this in this particular way, this would be the member, as be you, with the bright idea or some particular need, and then you could see how as you do the activities, there's going to be groups of people on these levels or these generations. There are 3 on your first generation, 9 on your second, 27, etc., on the generations all the way out to the 10th generation. Now, by being a donor, each new member also receives substantially by demonstrating the power and spirit of cooperative behavior. We're going to show it in another way. In this particular case, here's a whole bunch of people, and these would be this. Let's say this is you here, or me, as the case may be. Each new member donation is disbursed to 10 projects in each member's lineage. So you can see again, here's the person who, oh, now this is you. This would be me. I got the vortex here. And here's the generations, 4th generation, all the way up to the 10th. So there's a limit to 10th, but that doesn't stop the economic activity, as it turns out. The co-op wallet. Each of our systems or each of our memberships include a digital wallet, and we'll talk about that. I actually created a video that goes into the back office and shows the wallet, but all of our transactions are held and they occur inside the CoopCrowd ecosystem, let us call. A cooperative crowdfunding platform empowers its members worldwide. There's another thing. This is borderless. It doesn't matter where you are, that you can do this. The crypto factor here allows you to convert your local assets into crypto and put it into the system and actually build the value in the system, and then you can offload it back into your local asset, whatever it is, wherever it is. Co-op Wallet is the world's first private Web3 decentralized wallet, allowing you to receive immediate residual income for your personal, business, or charitable needs, emergencies, whatever. Send and receive money between other co-op wallet users and withdraw your money daily. I use the word money advisedly. These are crypto assets that do have equivalent monetary value, but these are crypto assets that are being put in and out and moved around the system, not money. For the best part, it only takes completing 2 simple steps one time to trigger the residual cash flow that you desire. Now, again, in that particular case, I will say that got to be done within a certain time frame as well to make that happen. Let's take a look at it. Your standard business models have been your owner, your visionary, and then you've had your employees. And that has changed to a decentralized peer-to-peer model. This is what is represented by CoopCrowd and by the various blockchains, by the crypto space. This is all associated, and it allows the decentralization basically means that the decision-making abilities have also been taken from some other outside authority and basically delivered to the individual. Now, it also calls upon the individual to know more about what they're doing, to take greater ownership and responsibility of their actions. They're taking and they're assuming the risks as well as the rewards. We tend to fear the risk and keep wanting the rewards because we don't want to take the risk. That's a decision you got to work out within yourself. The CoopCrowd member, in a way, if I can give a visual of a CoopCrowd member, it will be this. It will be the individual who is a donor. They're giving and receiving too. They're a donor and a recipient. And I made the symbols for the donor, the amount going out, smaller than the plus of what comes in for a reason. And the proportions are really off. If we were going to put these in proportion, assuming a person does this in a timely manner, then the comparative sizes of this would be like a dot versus what this is here, a speck of dust almost when you really get down to it. So each giving a little allows all who give in kind to power their dreams. Here's a little visual as well that kind of shows what happens on the various generations, and they call crowd stages. Here's level 1, where you've got 3, and you see how the numbers accumulate as you go up to level 10. And there it goes. Now, boom, just like that. Everyone who completes the 3 doable steps wins in this unique cooperative system. Now, so let's look at these 3 steps. We're going to do this twice. This model is going to, when I start talking about the comparatives between what goes out and what comes in, now you're going to see it. In this one, we're going to be looking at what's called the Co-op 250 option. When you are joining CoopCrowd, you would be selecting what's called the co-op combo, and you would simply be getting 1 unit, if you will, of the co-op combo. So let's see what it is. That 1 unit will buy you or get you 4 co-op wallet activation tokens and a one-time out-of-pocket of $364 plus exchange fees. This is about what I put in Drip about a year ago. That's another story that will go, you'll see a video on that too. But in this case, we're talking 3 25 co-op 25 tokens and 1 co-op 250 token. That's what that represents. Next thing here is what you do is you choose 3 friends and give one of your co-op 25 activation tokens within 7 days, just 1 time, who will each do steps 1 and 2 just 1 time. And you say, that's it, you're done. Now the point is, the stipulation here, the model that you're going to see and the time frame is presuming that these steps are done within 1 week's time. This is very, very doable for anyone, especially if you decide that's what you want to do. And I'll say this, I didn't, okay? I have not done this. I have done 3, but you'll see how this works. The process has to continue, and I think with sufficient support and information, and I'm talking also internally, this is very, very doable, as the other co-op presenters have all said. So presume 7 days. This presumes 7 days. Let's go. The Co-op 250 cyclical residual cash flow progression. Oh, boy, let her rip. You are here, and now you just distributed your 3 co-op 25 tokens, and they have activated. Those 3 people have activated their accounts. That means there's funds in their account. They have 3 tokens each now, and you are now receiving $260. You will have received. You know, it doesn't happen on a batch. The time when the first one activates, you get $87.50 for that. The second one does, etc. So the 260 is cumulative when all 3 have done this. Now, and let's say this is all done within the first 7 days, okay? They now go to the next stage where they have distributed their tokens to 3 people. However, since there are 3 folks here, and you've got 9 people totally, okay? So when their people activate, they get $260. However, you are getting something from this activation too, so that means you'll get your $260 from these. I say you are here, but you're someplace else. These are the people. This is you receiving it after this has happened. And in addition to that, so when this occurs here, you're getting the $260 again, say in the next 28 days, and you'll also now be getting the additional. And so let's say 260 and to 380, that's $120 extra that you will have received. But now, instead of 3 people or 9, this group here, they're eager to go and get their 3. So they start sending their tokens out, and you're done when this occurs, but you're sending the tokens out, but it's 27 tokens being sent out. And when each of the recipients of those 27 tokens, they've been activated, then they receive $260. The people who invited them now are receiving $380, and then you are receiving $870. Okay, so these numbers are going up. You're getting pieces. CoopCrowd system is tracking all of these relationships because these relationships are connected by our donation IDs, the number that the system assigns us. So now we've got, I'm going to do the math real fast. 12 and 27. 12 and 27, what's that, 41? And, or 81, whatever the number is. These numbers do add up properly. When these people have all activated, because these guys here, these 27 new guys, this is all plus, plus, plus. So these 27 new guys have sent out their 3 tokens, and their people have activated and funded, and therefore they are receiving $260 now. Each one of these 27 folks will have received $260. Their inviters, these guys here, they are getting $380. This group here is getting $870, and again, you're getting a little piece of all of this. So now you're getting $2,490 because this has happened. This is all happening. You remember up here it said you're done. You didn't have to be involved in this at all if you didn't want to. These are people who are motivated just like you are, just like I am, and they're doing this irrespective of what's happening beyond there. Okay, we can certainly call on help when we need it or want it. The help is available, but the work is being done by us because we want this for ourselves. So these people are doing the same thing, self-motivated or motivated just like we are, but now it's 243 new ones because these folks, this system is all working. And again, when you get this and this done, then you have enough in your wallet to cover the monthly renewals. See, this is an ongoing renewing system, but the funds are there. They're sufficient enough. You can take your funds out at any time. However, you be mindful to make certain there's enough in there to renew as well, because the funds come out every 28-day cycle. And the cool thing is that as you have enough levels down here, it's going to be coming in every day in dribbles here, in chunks in other cases, but every day something's going to come in. Every 28 days, though, the cycle repeats. So this group here, they get their 260. This group up here, they're at 380 now. This one here is now at 870. This one here is at 2490. You are now at $5,380. Not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in, because everyone in this model is doing this not every 7 days, but within 7 days, they're getting just 3 people started. Now it can be at some point where you might have a 4th and a 5th, and all that's fine. It doesn't take that long to set someone up. Now, at this level, you've got 729 new people. And when they have their 3 active, they're getting, each one is getting $260, and then the cycle continues. But now it's 729 new ones. You get to 2490, you get to 5,380, and now you get $17,910 for that 28 days period. And if nothing else happened, this is what you would be getting. But why would that occur? These folks are doing this not because of you up here, but because they have 3 people they want to. They have things that they want to resolve, they want to cover, they want to fund, whatever it is. And so they're going to talk to their friends, etc. And they're going to talk to enough people until at least 3 people they've said yes. But now, as those people send their 3 tokens out, it's 2,187 new tokens that are being sent out. And when they succeed at getting 3 to activate, inviting 3, just like you did, they'll be at 260. Next group will be at 380. This process is the way it works, the way the system is programmed, and you're now at $41,830 with these 2,187 new people showing up. And now you're at, that's just 7 weeks. That's 7 weeks, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 7 weeks. See what happens here at this level, 21, and then you multiply that by 3, 6,561. And they're just eager to get their first 3 people, right? So when they do that, they're going to make their $260. And this group here who invited them, they're going to get 380. This group is going to get the 870. Now this group is up to 2490. This one is 5380. This one is 17,910. This one is at 41,830. And where are you? $107,440. Can you imagine having that as your monthly income coming in? I can. That's the cool thing about this. But now let's see. When these new 6,561 people, and they've got their 3 tokens, and now they're sending them out. They're and here's another thing. The people who are receiving these are all different. They're reaching out to their circles, so to speak. It's a big world out there. There's a lot of people. And so they're going to get their $260 on that activation, and the process continues. Going back up the chain, so to speak, if you want to call it an up, or across the chain, all the way up to here's now the people that that your first 3 presented to and activated. They are now at 107,440. And where are you? $427,290. That's 19,000 more people just came on. And again, this is all on the Co-op 250 pool. That's because you put in this additional $250 and change, or whatever it is, the additional, because you're also in the Co-op 25. You're still in the Co-op 25, so we'll show you what you get with the Co-op 25. Maybe that's all you want. You won't put the extra money in. It's up to you. But on level 10, there's 59,049 people, or 59,049 tokens that are distributed. And each one of these now, when they distribute their 3, guess what they get? That's at their level 1. That's where, when they are here, that's there for them. And therefore, what happens? Their sponsors are now at the 380. The process goes back up the chain. 17,990, 41,830, 107,440, 427,290, and that's just your second generation. No, that's your first generation. And for you, you're at 1,755,890. Now, here's the deal. That's the limit. That's the top for the Co-op 250 if you bought 1 token. And essentially, this pool is only The only people who participate in this pool are the ones who purchased the token. If you didn't purchase the token, you don't participate in the pool. You don't get the extra disbursement. And so this is only for people who have made that extra disbursement of an additional and purchased that 250. Now they're basically saying and also agreeing that they're going to pay that every month. The system will take that additional funds, that amount out of the member's account every 28-day cycle. So actually there are 13 payments in the course of a year because there's on a 28-day cycle. And therefore, this, you can see, first of all, how this system is liquid. It is only distributing funds if they are there, and the funds do not exist in the system until there are people who have placed them there. Ponder that. So what happens here? The total, when you add all these up, you have 88,572 unique donors who are donating to you, and every member who completes the 3 qualifying steps.
Imagine being able to complete those 3 simple doable steps in as little as 24 hours and receiving a continuous passive income to last you a lifetime.
But that is the point. Everyone. It's not where, like the old place or the conventional, where all the donators are donating, the receivers are receiving, and the platform is the middleman and basically is taking their fees too. Each of the crowdfunding platforms are taking a fee as well. So they are putting buyer and seller, if you will, or asker and givers, but they're taking a cut from it. Sometimes as much as 8% of what's happening is being scraped off, if you will, by the platform. More power to them. It's fine. They are doing a service. But I'm just saying that's what happens. CoopCrowd, there is a fee involved for the platform too. It's either 1 or 1.5%. So the developer, Rosen, said he makes money because of his position in CoopCrowd, not because he is the developer or owner of it. And he says, so there are some people that make more than he does. It is truly a peer-to-peer system.
Would you do the 3 simple doable steps? Of course you would. Step 1. Choose your 84, which is your why and how much you require to make it a reality. It could be to cover your monthly expenses, get out of debt, or help your favorite cause. You choose. Step 2. Buy 3 Co-op 25 tokens, which activates your cooperative for 84 days, and receive a bonus Pay It Forward Co-op 25 token free, giving you another 28 days, all for a one-time out-of-pocket of $84. Step 3. During the next 84 days, start your fundraising by inviting 3 or more friends who will do the same. That activates your automation and autonomics, helps 10 causes including yours, and allows you to receive ongoing donations. That's it. You're done. Go to coopcrowd.com right now and let's get busy with it.
What we're going to look at here now is the Co-op 25. The Co-op 25 is what everyone does. So what I just presented to you is the optional one, but it's what I did because, again, if a member decides they want the co-op combo, they want the 10x, and I don't have a co-op combo token, then those 10x distributions will go to the next member that does have one. And so I elected to, I think I'll just make certain I have one and just put it that way, and we went from there. Now, let's just continue on. These steps you know now. This is the Co-op 25 cyclical residual cash flow progression, and you will see as I jump out of the scene, it's familiar. The numbers are different. So instead of $260 now, you're talking $26, and that's fine. The same process occurs, and the same progression, and the same time when you're done in terms of When this occurs, you are now don't have to come out of pocket anymore, and you've got enough people who are now doing the invitations. There's 27 more, and they're now beginning their process where they're getting their $26, then the 38. Now you're up to 87. Before it was 870, but it still gets better and better. 81 now, more people. See, the numbers really haven't changed. It's the degree that changes. Now 249, and in this case, it stands to be said and reinforced that this is basic and fundamental to everyone. What we did with the co-op 250, that is a coincident additional amount that you get at the same time. And as you can see, these numbers do change. So here we go, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the 6th week, you're at $1,790. Now that can certainly be rent for some people, utilities, whatever numbers or they do. And then you get to the next week and the numbers start coming up. And where are you? You're at $4,183. This becomes significant. So in this case, it starts modest, or it appears to be modestly, but the numbers, the progressions are the same, and therefore the amount that you are getting on the activation here now at 8 weeks, you're at $10,744. That is good in most people's lives. Now that means you'd be getting that for every 28 days. Until here again, now you got all these people, this new 19,600 people putting their tokens out and going through that process. So you don't really rest on your laurels even there until you get, now you're at 42,000 every 28 days at level 9. And then so level 10, you got 59,049 additional new people who are now at their beginning stage here, and they're getting $26 when their first 3 have activated. They don't know me, but I'm certainly grateful for them and everyone else in the line. And you can see how it goes and grows, and by the time it gets to me, or you, as the case may be, it's at 175,589 every 28 days. Now, that is the limit, every 28 days. The plus the 10x, the co-op 250, would be an additional, in addition to that. And I said that's the limit, but even that, you talk about provisos. That is the limit. However, if there are additional people who join you, this is all based simply on the minimum of 3. 3 is what starts, 3 activations where all are active at the same time is what starts this, and it pays this with mathematical certainty. The uncertainty factor is the person, him or herself, myself included. I didn't do this in 7 days. I didn't do this in 7 weeks, even though I've known about it. I contemplated it. I came up with my languaging. I did all kinds of things to determine and to be able and be ready to say this in my own way and in my own time, because that's really the way this works. When you know you're going to do it, you're committing yourself. So I actually did come out of pocket, particularly my co-op 250 part. So I did. Here's your total of 88,572 unique donors donating to you. And see, that applies to every member. This is not something where it comes to me alone or to anyone alone. It comes to every member. When they do those steps, they activate and they invite. And the people who receive the invitations, they activate and they invite, etc., etc. You know, you can always do the what ifs. What if they don't? What if it don't? Well, excuse me. There are some quick answers to that. If you're committed to this, then the question is, do you have the confidence to stick to it and to know that you can, and not can, everyone can. Question is, will you? You are willing to, and the next part is, will you talk to enough people until 3 do it? That's it. It's all with us, more so than it is with the system itself. So, your money. We've developed the Co-op Wallet, which is our online digital bank. And when you see those numbers, you can literally see that term bank, talking about becoming the bank, starts to make a lot more sense, huh? Co-op Wallet allows you to receive your disbursements. I like the word disbursements, and they're regular disbursements, but you get them immediately, securely store them online, and withdraw them when you want. You will, at some point in time, get what's called a cold wallet, because you will be able to offload your assets from the co-op crowd space into whatever space you want, and you direct it however way you wish to direct. And you want to, people keep debating as to what's going to have value and what's not going to. You're going to have the option to do whatever you want. You want to put some into Bitcoin, do so. If you want to put some into other assets, other tokens, whatever. If you want to put some into your bank, you can convert these back into fiat and put them into your local bank. These options are and would be available to you. So your referrer is ready to give you an account activation token. Yes, I would say so. Simply reconnect with the member that shared this with you, and they will demonstrate how simple it is to open your Co-op Wallet account. We're convinced that once you see the simplicity, you will be ready to begin your journey, at which time they will assign you one of their tokens and activate your Co-op Wallet account. So send you one of their tokens because you have done your own activation as well. And let me see, that is the, I had the spinning that. And you can also visit smarterthanmoney.com. There are regular calls are on, I think, Mondays and Wednesdays on Zoom, that presentations are given on smarterthanmoney.live. And there's also an STM, Smarter Than Money, Telegram group. And so there's a bunch of support. In addition to it, there are the corporate co-op crowd presentations by David Rosen himself. But you can see, I was talking about how Drip works, and again, I love it, and it's been a lifesaver, and I have a video that tells about my Drip journey. However, Drip doesn't deliver like this. Again, this system is indifferent to the price of any tokens. It ups or downs. It has nothing to do with it. The leverage is your willingness to simply connect 3 other people who are willing to do the same thing and who are willing to put a little bit in. You can see how I talked about how the ratios are huge in terms of when you look at how much you put in versus what you get in return. Nothing does that. Especially, the factor is time. But even if you dawdle along like I did and take a whole bunch of time to actually get your particular presentation down, get your energy in the right place, or whatever is needed so you feel comfortable talking about this, and you want to, because I want to tell people about this, but it's not because the system is going to do the work for you. You got to do the work, but you use the system like a tool. You use it You use it for leverage. And it's what you're going to do is you're going to be using courage, you're going to be using patience, you're going to be using your listening abilities, you're going to be using your conversing abilities. You're going to be doing all these things to talk to people, or at the very least, the support for people that you care about. I've got my family, I have friends, I know people who need an infusion. They need a source for, in some cases, sufficient or significant amount, and for lack of knowing how, or a lack of trusting, or whatever it is, then they're just not doing it. There are people who they will want to find something negative that they can attach to in order to convince themselves not to do this. If you are so inclined, just don't bother, okay? However, the system itself does work. And as you will be able to see in I have an onboarding video that I did. You can go back and see how the system works. It is a system. It is a software system. I don't know if there's smart contracts involved, etc. There is a technical support part. They are responsive. There are certain things they do, mostly in a timely manner. But when you start looking at one of my videos that I just talked about, where they had an adjustment with this merge that Ethereum just did, which affected everyone, they had to go through 16 million transactions to confirm that the system now worked properly, because there was delays while that was going on. So, there are people involved. Things are happening with this thing. So with all that said, I think I've said enough. That is CoopCrowd. And if you're in something else, this is actually a super way that you can make connections, even if you are in the DeFi space, if you're in the crypto space, where you can come in here and actually put a small amount in. Because like I said, I put in about the amount for that co-op combo. I put in about that amount in drip about a year ago, and it saved my back on a few occasions. This here, same type of situations, but again, so different. Nothing like it. Okay? So this is not the financial thing. This is not investment. It's not about the price of this or that or the other. It's right now, it is a system, it's a platform that actually leverages your courage and the character building aspects of who you are to help others to help themselves. I can't say how valuable and how important that is when a person realizes, well, someone gave me an opportunity to help myself by actually telling me about this thing. I had to put the funds in, and then I had to tell people, and that's how I had to. I wanted to tell people about what this thing could do, not only for me, for them. How cool is that? This is not a solo thing. This is a cooperative thing. With that, I've said enough. Thanks so much for your time and your attention. Peace, prosperity, be well. I love you all.